Hey guys, welcome back to Got Fuel's Model Car Garage. Yes, finally. Got time to do a quick video. I just want to give an update on what I've been working on in the lives, because I haven't had any chance to do that with making a video the last couple of weeks. After I finished the Malibu, I immediately started on another build in the live. So I'm not going to get to do an open box with the kit, but that being said, I'll go over what so far I've come up with, the pros and cons to the kit, and I'll show you where I'm at. One quick update: wife is out of the cast. She's in a boot now for her fractured heel. On the bad note, she has bad osteoporosis. Working on resolving that. I had to pick her up to put her on a tall exam table, a big table, sort of like an x-ray type size table, so they could take her cast off. And I just put my arms around her, real easy, lifted her up, fractured her rib. Poor thing, she just can't win for losing. But just, trying to give medication time to work. They got her going to see some, I don't even know, but it's not like a hematologist, but it's a doctor with issues dealing with the blood. So I told him, I said, well, she's got bad osteoporosis. She said, yeah, that would fit in the genre. I wouldn't even want to try to remember the name, but it's weird. Endocolonist or something. I don't know. It's weird. Really weird name. But that's going to be 3 months too. So hopefully we can keep her straight and get her all figured out. So with that being said, I'll get you turned around here real quick and show you where we're at with what we've been working on. Okay, we got it all flipped around. So what am I doing? I am getting ready for another Acme build. That's what I've been working on. There, they got 3 categories: 70 years of Corvette, 100 year of Le Mans, which the Le Mans was the C7R, and then they have, I think it's vintage NASCAR if I'm not mistaken, and 70 years of Corvette can be better than a 53 C1. With that being said, this is going to be a straight up box stock. That way, when I go to other shows, I can just put it right into a box stock category. So, let's talk about a few little issues on the body. And I'm actually interested. I think I'm going to be okay. There was a really bad seam line that came from the headlight bezel and came down. You can still see it. I doubt you'll be able to see it, but there's still a very small little divot right there. And I've been just priming, couple layers of primer sand. This is the grill bezel, and that little divot will fill in and will not be seen, so that is a good thing. It goes this way, I do believe. Yeah, so good, we're good there. Some of y'all that done the 55 Chevy know that the Bel Air, that the deck lid in this area was wavy. This is similar. There was a waviness here, and there was a real bad, it's kind of almost sink mark, but not an injection mark. It was right here, and I took it down as far as I could go. I've been, having to rescribe the panel line, and it's getting thin, so I began to build that area up with primer, and there's still one little divot hole in there. I've drilled out holes for the bumpers because, it's these bumpers that don't have any pinholes in the body. So I drilled out a hole in the bumper, and I've pinned them. Still working on the front. I got one marked off to drill, but I just didn't get around to it yet. Other than that, the body there, the seam lines weren't bad, except for where they came down through the trunk and how it screwed it up. We'll get through it. We're getting there. Now the actual parts that come off the sprue, most of those looked really good, except for the air cleaners. And now this particular Revell kit has been repopped and repopped many times over. This was the last pop of the kit. Let me see, what's the manufacturing date? 2013. And this particular one did come with dash decals. That's why I wanted to make sure and get that kit. There's two breather options with this kit, two intake options. One is this type of intake. These were chromed, and you're supposed to put breathers on here. I'm not sure which way. I think it went this way. Breathers went on these two pins, I believe. Everything looked good but those breathers, and I know it's going to be hard to see, but you won't be able to pick it up. Those two breathers, when they molded, it was like the mold shifted. Sorry about that, guys. Batteries died, so the mold looks like it shifted. They didn't look right, but so this is the type. It's one of the types. The other ones are oh no, that's, yeah, okay, I was right. So that's the intake for this type, and I'm going with this type, and these are, I guess, like faux breathers. I don't know. I've seen pictures of them, but there's like a little air intake right here on the breather. So we're limited on that. That's no problem. I'll get through it. And engine, I mixed the paint myself. Went looking for the original colors. This isn't the true representation of the Blue Flame Special. It is sort of a teal color, and I mixed those myself. I actually used a little bit of I went with testers. I had a blue. I used the flat white from MCW and a drip or two of green from somewhere. I don't remember where I got it, but I thought it was a very close match to the actual color. I'll be putting I'll be chroming the valve cover, because there was a chrome valve cover that come in this kit. And the other thing, the chrome parts, the other regular parts on the white sprues looked really, really good, except for those breathers. They look a little funky. But the chrome sprue was beginning to show its age, where the sprue met the part. They were getting really thick. So that was a challenge on some of these smaller parts, especially the little fine little bumpers to get cleaned up. The steering wheel, this is the chrome piece that goes over the top of the front of the steering wheel. That had to be cleaned up. That was a pain just to cut off because the sprue was getting really thick on them. So yeah, just a few things to keep in mind if you come across this kit and want to build it. One thing I did do is this exhaust, part of this exhaust comes under the engine block like so, and this piece here that comes this way was a separate piece. This actually just goes into the frame rail. So I pinned that, glued it together, give it a more of a one-piece look, and I'll be hitting those with stainless steel. That is something I'm not a big fan of the kit on. Was the chassis. So you know, it's got the molded in exhaust. That's pieces I just showed you. They go into the chassis right here. Then so I'm gonna have to, you know, tape all this off and get it painted. Yay fun. That should be interesting. But what pieces I've put together, like the front end, it has gone together relatively well for a kit that is as old as it is. One thing I want to do is give a shout out to Mr. Jimmy Lepford, Mr. Leadhead. Somebody had told him about priming and then, and I mean, he mentioned it in one of his builds, priming and then using your panel line accent color and then painting. Well, that's what I did with the seats. So I used the panel line in the textured area, and I hope it's showing up well, but it just looks so much more realistic than painting and then putting your panel line accent color on. This really is a more realistic shadowing effect of the pleated areas. So keep that in mind. I got this taped off because I didn't want it red. It's the lighter color primer. I got to reverse tape it so I can hit it with the white that I'm painting it, and that's why I custom mixed the primer color as a light gray with some Stynylrez because it's going to be white and I didn't want to darken up the white too much. So that's where we're at. Hopefully maybe I'll get a little bit of build time this week, although if it's not going to be today, it's not going to be the rest of the week. It won't be till Saturday. So that being said, we thank you all for watching Got Fuel's Model Car Garage, and we will see you in the next one.